I'm back! Hey book friends, I am finally back after what feels like forever. If you have never seen my content before or you don't know who I am, my name is Hannah. This is HM Bookish Reads, where we talk all things books and mostly books and more books. Quick disclaimer, there will be dogs walking back and forth because they can't just like sit down and be normal. So if you hear click clacking in the background, those are 3 of our dogs. So I haven't filmed in about 3 months. And honestly, it's because outside of this, I am a 3rd grade teacher, and teaching at the end of a school year is a dumpster fire, and it's crazy, and everything is busy, and you have no time, and you feel like you are not a human being anymore. You were just running on fumes, and that's what it felt like. So April and May, like, there was no chance I was filming anything. I did film some stuff for Indie Bookstore Day, and like I met Lyla Sage at a book event. It was rough. We had star testing going on. If you are from Texas, you know what I'm talking about. It's awful. And April and May were just not a good time. And then June was I got a summer cold, and it lasted like 2 to 3 weeks. And I just had to get back to being a human. Like, I had to recharge from teaching all school year. But I finally feel alive again. We are thriving at this point of the summer. So I am back. Today, we are talking the mid-year book freakout tag. I've been seeing it everywhere. I think it's a lot of fun and talking about all the books that we've read or want to read for this year, since we're halfway through the year. So let's get started. All right, I did draft some terribly written notes. Like, it was so quick, it was chicken scratch, just so that I had some kind of like way to remember what was going on. So the first question was best book that I have read of 2025. I'm giving that so far to Rewind It Back. Now, I am somewhat of I call myself a dummy reader. So as long as I'm having a good time, I could consider it one of the best books I've ever read. This book is just a masterpiece. So Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforde is like 5 stars, amazing. I've read a ton of good books this year, so I'm one of those people that, like, I feel bad saying that this is the best book when I've read so many good books, but like, the authors don't care about, I think they're not going to see this. Like, probably 5 people are going to watch this video, and here we go. So my best book of 2025 so far, Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforde. All right, up next for the second thing on this tag, it is the best sequel of 2025. Now, sequel in my head always means like the second book, but I'm going to talk about a 3rd or a 4th book, and I'm talking about Wild Side by Elsie Silver. I became an Elsie Silver girl last year. Like, she can do no wrong in my eyes. I love all of her books. Wild Side, I don't know, it did something to me. I again rated it 5 stars, and I don't really think I hand out 5 stars that often, but I did rate that one 5 stars. And there was a lot of discourse about that book, and like, people didn't like it as much as some of the other ones, but I don't know what it was. I was obsessed. Like, I devoured that book probably in less than a day. It was so good. All right, for number 3, we have a new release that we haven't read yet but want to. I am putting One Golden Summer by Carley Fortune. Now, I have a book club at my school that I teach at that we're starting. Like, we're reading a book over this summer, and then we're having our first meeting when we come back. And we picked Every Summer After by Carley Fortune. And I've only read one of her books before, but I loved it. I have the other 3 waiting on my TBR card, but I really want to read One Golden Summer. I have seen nothing but good things about that book, so I'm really excited. It's literally like 2 or 3 books away on my TBR for me to read. All right, next up we have the most anticipated book for the second half of the year. Now, that's really hard for me because any new release I get really excited about if it's one of my favorite authors, but I think it's going to have to go to Soul Searching by Lyla Sage. Now, like with Elsie Silver, became obsessed with Lyla Sage's books. In April, we went to a book signing of hers in Katy, Texas, and I got to like take a picture with her. I'll probably insert it somewhere here because I was fangirling so hard. She came and did the book tour for Wild and Wrangled. That's Dusty and Cam right there. Plus, this book is coming out in September, which is my birth month, and it's also in fall, and I feel like the description of the book is like ghost town cowboy-y, and so me being a fall girly, I'm really excited for this because I feel like it's going to be a good spooky vibe, but also maintain like her really good tone that I love about her books. So I'm really excited about Soul Searching. I can't wait. I wish NetGalley would give me an arc. All right, next up for the 5th one is like biggest disappointment. Listen, I hate negatively reviewing books. I feel like it's mean, and I am not a mean girl. I just feel like it's kind of rude. I'm not disappointed necessarily in this book. It just hasn't been my favorite of hers that I've read, and that's Fan Service by Rosie Danan. Now, again, I enjoyed the book. I think I rated it like a 3.5, 3.75. But out of all of the books I've read of hers, not my favorite. That's okay. It's not for everybody. I just felt like I needed more, and it kind of felt kind of all over the place. I did enjoy the story though. The premise was cute. I would have just wanted better. I don't know. For the sixth one, it's Biggest Surprise. Now listen, I have read 82 books already this year. And so I'm picking 2 because I can do that. This is my video. One of them being First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I have never read a B.K. Borison book before First Time Caller. When I tell you how obsessed I was with that book, I was obsessed. It was so good. It was so just like, my heart was like, I just felt like buzzed the whole time I was reading it. I'm so excited for the sequel. Like, I'm so excited. And then the second book that really surprised me was The Favorites by Layne Fargo, I think it is. I did not anticipate to like that book. I don't know why. It just like never crossed my mind, and I used my Spotify listening hours like when I was doing long drives for like a week and was listening to it and became instantly obsessed. It gave like Daisy Jones and the Six vibes, where it's like telling a story through like news outlets and like video articles and things like that. It was so cool, and I cannot listen to The Last Time by Taylor Swift the same way again. Every single time that song comes on, I'm like, ugh, I just want to read about my figure skaters. It was so good. I loved it. Like, especially the audiobook version. I did not get the physical copy. I listened to the audiobook, and there were so many different voice characters in it. It was amazing. All right, number 7 is new favorite author, whether they're debut or like new to me. And I already brought this up earlier. Liz Tomforde. Liz Tomforde is my new auto-buy author. Like, I have several auto-buy authors, but she's a new auto-buy author because this series I just read for the first time this year, the Windy City series. It is probably, I would say, top 3 or top 4 of my favorite series of all time. And that is saying something because I'm somebody who just loves books. Like, I just love series, and I love all things books. But this series is phenomenal. Like, it's phenomenal. I don't know how else to explain it. Also, Liz Tomforde, Queen, if you ever see this clip, please come to Houston, Texas for book tour for your next book. Please. Please. All right, next one. I've seen some on tags, but not on some of the other tags. It's New Fictional Crush. It is Kai Rhodes. Actually, Kai and Isaiah Rhodes, both of the Rhodes brothers, I'm obsessed with them. They are easily 2 of my favorite characters I've ever read. Kai's story had me sobbing, so probably Kai Rhodes is probably top tier. All right, next up we have new favorite character. This was so easy because this book had me cackling out loud, and it's Wilder from Till Summer Do Us Part by Meghan Quinn. When I tell you, this book, I rated it 5 stars, and again, I know I've rated several books in this video 5 stars, but that one, the whole time I'm laughing, the whole time I am just like guttural cackling. Like, it is insane, and he was so chaotic, and I loved him. Little side note about that book. Meghan Quinn, girl, I see you with the Nerds Clusters, and I felt validated with my love of Nerds Clusters because it's the best top tier candy you could ever get. And so their love of that made me, I literally ran to my sister's room and I was like, oh my god, I love Nerds Clusters like me. I felt validated, so thanks, Queen. All right, the next one I'm kind of cheating a little bit. It's New Favorite Ship. This book technically isn't out yet, but I've read it because I got an ARC from NetGalley. Thanks, NetGalley. I got an ARC of Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, which is another highly anticipated read that I had for this year after reading First Time Caller. And it's Harriet and Nolan. I can give nothing away because I'm not going to spoil any of the books since it's not out yet, but it's phenomenal. I love them. They are perfection. They are my new favorite ship. I'll probably add in one of the art pictures that B.K. Borison has put on her Instagram because they're so cute. All right, next up, we are on books that made me cry. This is not hard to do. I'm a very empathetic person. I am a very emotional person. Like, if something is sweet, if something is gut-wrenching, if something is heartfelt, if something is sad, like, I'm gonna cry at a book, okay? I'm gonna cry at a TV show. I might cry at a commercial. Who cares? I'm gonna cry at a dog saving a person on TikTok. Like, it doesn't matter if it's sweet or an emotional moment. I will most likely tear up, or if somebody else is feeling strong emotion, I will tear up. Now, that being said, there were 2 books that have made me cry pretty hard this year. One would be P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. I don't know what it was. Very heartfelt with the brother and the brother's best friend. It really took me out. I cannot recommend it enough. The second book took me out. And I think I mentioned this in like one of my like reading wrap-up videos earlier this year. Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I'm a Hunger Games girl. I always have been. That is like my Harry Potter was Hunger Games, because that was like my time. And when I tell you that this book, Suzanne like ripped my heart out, cut it up with a meat cleaver, threw it in the blender, blended it up, tried to serve it to me back on a platter. It took me out, okay? It was so good. And she really said, oh, y'all were acting kind of funny with Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. Not anymore. I'm coming for you. And she did. And I still can't watch Hunger Games edits on TikTok without like tearing up. So, Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm excited for the movie though. All right, next up, we're on a book that made me happy. Now, books in general make me happy, so that was not hard to do. But I would probably say Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. Caught Up by Liz Tomforde made me so happy. Just, Max is the cutest little baby, and Kai and Miller and Max, obsessed with them. They're a little family unit. I'm obsessed with them. If you have not read it, do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Next up is the most beautiful book, like either bought or received. The thing about me, I love a pretty book. Like, if you can see, I have my Bridgerton like special editions. I love a pretty book, and I will buy multiple copies of a book because it is pretty. The book that I just got in the mail that I think is gorgeous is Tourist Trap by Morgan Elizabeth. I read this on my Kindle app, but I needed this beautiful like this beautiful foiled cover, and it even has like a page overlay in it. It's gorgeous. This book is phenomenal. That's why I needed to get it in a physical copy, because I had to have it. All right, the last up for the tag is books that we want to read before the end of the year. Now, I'm going to put this as a book series that I want to read by the end of the year, and that would probably be finishing up the Playing for Keeps series. I've only read book 1, so I'm excited to continue those books. But I'm going to insert a picture of my TBR cart, and you're not going to judge me because we're book friends, so you're not going to judge me. There's going to be a picture here. This is my TBR cart, and it's quite full, and it continues to grow day by day because I have a problem of buying books that I want to read that I haven't read yet. So we're not going to judge me, but also a lot of these books need to be read by the end of the year so that I can buy more books. My goal for the year was 75 books. I always kind of set it a little bit low so that if something happens to where I can't, make that goal, I don't want to like overexert myself and then feel really bad about it. But I've read 82 books out of the 75 that I had planned for, so that's really exciting. Obviously, I want to make it to at least 100 by the end of the year. I have 6 months to do that. I think we got it on lock. So, yeah. All right, that is my mid-year book tag. If you have not done this trend yet, this video, or posted this on Instagram or whatever, here is you being tagged. You've been tagged. Go make the content. I want to watch it. My next video should be my June reading wrap up and my July TBR. So stay tuned for that. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, do all the things, share with your friends, share amongst your books club so you can pick your next book read. If you loved any of the books that I loved, let me know which ones, because I like meeting people with great taste. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have an awesome day.